soon as we start, I already feel like she's gonna just come through there. Guys, we survived.
Yeah.
The TikTok ban of 2025.
I don't even want to think about it. We were like grounded for 13, 15, whatever, however many hours, and I don't even want to think about it.
Are you still? I feel like I'm still having issues though with all of my social media.
That's what Sarah said too. I haven't had any issues. Like what?
Like all of my socials are like freezing. Like I can't. A video, you know how videos just like supposed to automatically play? It's not for me. The stuff that you send me, like I go and click on it and I'm like tapping to like get it to play and it won't. And then like I have to like get out, get back in it and then tap it again.
I guess I'm just God's favorite.
He just knew you couldn't survive without the TikTok.
No, yeah. It was a bad time. You and Ryan were over for game night.
Impromptu game night.
And you showed me your phone and the message was like, sorry, TikTok is not available. I was like, I think I panicked for a second and I was like, I'm just glad you're here. Because if I was alone and I got that message by myself, I would have been very upset. Yeah.
Don't you just love that dogs can live naked all their
Yeah. I
do. Would you live in a naked commune?
Maybe after I get my boobs done.
I have a feeling that if you go to a naked community, none of them are going to have their boobs done.
I know.
Or a BBL.
I guess it depends on what kind of naked commune you're going to.
Like, if you're going to the one in Miami, yeah, you might find all the body.
That's just a naked commune in general. Let's be real.
With their like G-string bikinis and the little triangle tops for their bathing suits.
I'm like, the first time I went there, I was like, I do not belong here. I wish I did, but I do not.
I just don't understand. I mean, I understand why they do it. They like to like show off everything, but I'm like, why are we going to the beach with just nipple covers on? Strings just holding me together.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, we're glad to be back. We're glad to survive. You know what? We survived major events. We were alive in the 2000s when they thought everything was going to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And then we survived. What else? What else was supposed to happen?
COVID. I mean,
we survived COVID.
COVID was pretty intense, but we did survive it.
And then
what else?
I don't know.
9/11.
We survived 9/11. It
We
is an
still
accomplishment there.
We still are. We never forget.
Those are all major things, but also the TikTok ban of 2025, major life event.
Yep. I'm like super into like all of the compilations of the TikTokers being like, what's the sound that they're using right now?
I don't know.
Like, and the truth is that I never really like they're confessing to a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Kylie was telling me about that. Like a bunch of the big YouTubers or TikTokers exposed themselves. Not exposed, but confessed something major.
Mm-hmm.
If you had something to confess on TikTok before you left, what would you say?
And the truth is I don't have any secrets, I don't think. I don't know.
For TikTok? Like no secret like watches that you were like, oh, no. If people found out I watched this.
No. But I will say I was surprised by one creator that she played off her boyfriend or fiance as her dad the whole time, and I legitimately thought it was her dad. Like, she was playing pranks on her dad, and she's like, and I have to confess, he was never really my dad. He was my daddy. And I was like, what? Wait, hold on.
Is this the, it's not the Indian.
The Indian girl, okay. Yes.
I thought I think I ended up tying that together with some of her posts because first I was like, damn, why does she still live with her dad?
Yeah, same.
I think something started coming out about
I went back and looked at her page and I was like, well, okay, I get it now.
But but if you see it, because it's just coming up in your feed every now and then.
And he speaks like a father, I guess. I don't know.
Anyway. I think my confession would be I secretly am into the Ash Trevino drama, but I won't watch her lives or her actual videos.
Is she still going live?
I don't think so. I think she's done for, but like I love watching other people imitate her. And like there was one with the girls, she's acting like she's on live and she just keeps doing like because that's all she does and like most of them stuff.
I'm proud to say I've never watched.
Okay, the only reason I watched it is because my kid brought it up and she was like, do not become Ash Trevino on live or on TikTok. And I was like, I have no clue who that is. And then it started popping up because, you know, they're listening. The Chinese secret spies listening.
We love you.
You ready?
Roll the intro.
Let's do it.
It's Des and Lo, and this is
the Did We Really podcast.
Killed it. I love it.
I want the tea. When you give me a story, give me the tea. All right, guys, welcome back. Episode 3.
Welcome back.
We really hope that you liked our last episode. It was kind of, I felt like it was a little different. Not really. I don't feel like it was that different. I think we ended our year primarily reading Reddit stories.
Yeah.
But like, it felt good to kind of get back in the groove of talking about life.
Let us know what you prefer. Because I like both.
Yeah, no, me too. I like both, but I like that it just felt good.
Yeah.
What we were talking about.
Yeah.
This episode, we are on the topic of let them.
Thank you, Mel Robbins.
I've been seeing this on TikTok, of course. I think I sent Lauren just a video, and it was of a girl kind of just recapping like what the let them theory is. So, of course, we went to YouTube and we watched her latest interview about her book. I've not started the book yet.
Yeah, me either. I've just been listening to her interviews on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Where I like the theory.
Yes.
Lauren likes the theory of let them, but there's going to be a little skepticism.
A little pushback, skepticism. Yeah, no. So you could probably explain it a little bit better than I could. So the let them theory is like what somebody thinks of you, what somebody has to say about you, their actions towards you.
Yeah, and not only that, it's like dealing with like your loved ones, dealing with friends, kind of, you know, living in the mindset that you always want to be a fixer, like when you see somebody struggling in life and like, you know, you want to help them or you want to give them words of advice or stuff like that. It kind of resonates a little bit more thinking as we're parents and we're, you know, allowing our kids to grow up. So like the let them theory kind of applies to practically anything in your life. So stop trying to be a fixer. Let them do what they're going to do and allow them to hit the milestones, make mistakes, let people walk out of your lives without an explanation. Let them, like, it's kind of just like letting go, really. Yeah. So where we talk about this is the struggle of the let them theory when it comes to situations with ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you talked about it with like a relationship. The let them theory only works so much. Like, let them do them, let them do what they're going to do. But if you're in an abusive relationship or it doesn't have to be physical, it could be mental, or you're just in a bad relationship in general. Not everything has to be abusive. It could just be a situation that's just not good for you in general. Where do you draw the line on let them?
Right.
And where do you start the let me process as Mel Robbins has?
Yeah. She says it's on you if you're going to let them do these whatever action or whatever, however you're feeling, like you have to let them be them, but also where do you come into play when it comes to what they're doing or how you're feeling? Like you have to either remove yourself or, you know, make something different in your life. You have to let go of that relationship. You have to let them be the way they are, but you have to, I don't want to say conform to their actions. There's a very...
walking a tightrope sometimes.
Yeah. it just depends on the situation, I guess.
Yeah.
You could be in a relationship with someone for 10 years and they're walking all over you. But if you're fed up with it, like that's on... She says it's on you. Like it's on you if you're going to let somebody walk all over you.
I think it's the moment you need to realize the moment that what they're doing is preventing you from allowing yourself to do something on your own, or it's weighing on you more what's happening in their life versus what's going on with you. So, I mean, let's go down like the whole of other people's opinions, right? Like sometimes we allow ourselves to be weighed down by other people's opinions, and it prevents us from taking steps or doing things because we're worried. Like, one, we're worried, oh, are they going to be right? Like, whatever negative thing they said, like, you're going to fail or you're going to do this. So you're like, well, I don't want them to be right, so I'm not going to do these things. Or, you know, they just think they know what's best. And so you're like, cool, right, I'm going to take your opinion. I'm going to go with it versus trusting, like, my gut and doing these things. So, yeah. I mean, it's just kind of figuring out what's weighing on you more and what's not allowing you to live your life the way you want to, and discovering, like, let them worry about you, let their opinion go, let them think what they want to think, because at the end of the day, like, you just need to continue to move forward with being who you are, because we all don't have the same life. It kind of ties back into like what we were talking about last podcast with like just do it. Like, just take those steps into following your own path and stop worrying about X, Y, and Z, what your mom's going to think, what your grandma's going to think.
Sure.
So,
like when somebody might be like hurting themselves, you just let them?
I mean, I think that one's probably just tougher. Like, if you see somebody hurting yourself, of course you're going to like intervene, but at the end of the day, like sometimes
it's on them.
Yeah, it really is. Like, yeah. you can come in and you can speak up of how much they care, and like, but you are physically not going to be able to stop that person from doing those things. So it's like, I can speak my peace of mind and let you understand how much you mean to me or the world, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. So hard. Yeah, it's tough. I think it's tough when you deal with family. You know, you look around, you see people who, you know, maybe you have a cousin who keeps ending up in jail, or you have a family member who you know is like self-harming in some type of way, or like you just see somebody repeating this pattern over and over again. And it's kind of, I don't know if like I align it with like a hero complex where we want to I don't know.
I think it's moms. Like,
yeah,
we have that instinct to want to help and, you know, say something and give advice. And that's a lot of people. Not saying it's the right advice, but if we see somebody that's struggling, we're like, hey.
So bringing it up that, like, can I help you? She mentions, so like people go grieving, you know, like that's a big loss. They've lost somebody. And you know how I'm very awkward when it comes to death, and I think a lot of us are. So like when I have to reach out to somebody, not have to, that sounds, when I reach out to somebody who means something to me and they're going through this, I kind of panic with what I'm supposed to say. I'm like, you tell me what you need from me. But at the same time, like she mentions, you know, that's how we want to help. But it's like, instead of saying you tell me, like if you know the person well enough, you'd be like, I'm picking you up, like we're going for a walk, or we're going to go do some yoga, or like, we're just going to get you out of the house. Like, we're not going to think about that, even though it's on your mind 24/7.
Yeah.
But like, you take the initiative to do something for them. So I guess back into your question of like, if someone's harming themselves, instead of it being like, let me go to you and give you a speech, you're like, no, I'm going to take you out and we're going to live. Like, let's do something else.
Yeah. Like, be on the other side of it. That's what always helped me, was just somebody being like, get up, like, let's go, or get up, or I know you need to do this, so let me help you, like, get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm struggling thinking about this whole let them theory, because I'm thinking about a whole lot of instances where I'm like, I'm not going to just let them do that. Like, absolutely not. Like, do you have an instance where you were like, I'm not going to let this person walk all over me? Like, because you have to stand up for yourself at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have those instances. We talk about, past relationships where I finally decided to take a stand for myself and say enough was enough. I think when I separated myself and started to live my life, for me and Kylie, I had to let opinions go of like, am I doing this wrong? Or like, people are going to judge me because I couldn't keep a family together. I had to let the other person that was on this other side of it do what they were going to do without it affecting me. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that was a big let them. But I mean, like, minor stuff, I
feel like it's my day-to-day where I'm just always thinking about what people think of me. And so in that instance, it's like, yeah, let them think what they want to think of me. And I'm getting a little bit better at that, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just like, again, the case where you're saying, well, let this stranger, like, that's easy to do. Like, let this stranger think what they want and like judge me. But when it comes to big things, like you said, like, okay, I've got to let this person step all over me, but I'm going to do something about it.
You have to be able to draw the line to where that person isn't necessarily stepping all over you. You just kind of remove yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
So, like, not every case, I guess in my mind, not every case deserves a reaction. And that's kind of what the let them theory is like, in my mind, in what I understood from it, is like, not everything deserves a reaction and not everything deserves to live in your head. That's my issue, is when I have issues with people, it lives in my head and I don't know how to let them, like, let it be. I will continue. I am walking around my house thinking of how I'm going to have a conversation. I'm in the shower, and if they say this to me, I'm going to say this back. Like, I allow conversations or situations live in my head longer than I should, and I need to learn how to like let those things go. And so other than that, other people's opinions, it falls that now, as I'm more vulnerable in this situation, they still bother me, and I know sometimes like they weigh on me, but I try to like let it go, because all it's doing, if I worry about what other people say, I'm not making money, like all these other things, if I worry about that, I continue to just not do what I'm meant to do, versus fuck them.
Yeah.
Let them think what they want to think. I'm going to continue to live and do my life like I should and just excel.
And you're doing that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, it's tough. I know that there's been plenty of situations in my 20s just where I let somebody mess with my mind and held on to it longer than I should have.
Yeah. I feel like I do that with myself a lot. So I'm just like, let her. let myself think these things of me.
She's got two people. She's like, let that Lauren do
it's
it.
the angel and the devil on my shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah, I think too, like, without realizing it, like, that theory has, we're using that theory. Like, this, like, us talking to other women or people who are in the similar mindset like us, we're using that theory because, you know, initially starting it, we both were like, what are people going to think about us?
No. Start the podcast, like start the hobby, start the whatever it is. Yeah, it is kind of a continuation from our last podcast. Like, just be you, and I don't know. It's like self-love at this point, I guess. It's you do whatever you want to do, just whatever makes you happy, and whoever doesn't agree with it, like, if you want to start an OnlyFans, that's so...
If you want to be on Feet Finder, do you. Make that extra income.
Don't let anybody judge you. That was very extreme, but seriously, like...
If I'm hearing what you're talking about, like, that is where you're going, is those are things that you think people look at you and think. So at the end of the day, like, let them think that you're rotting on a couch on Block Blasters.
Sometimes that's all my life every day.
No, it's not. But your brain would go crazy if that was the case. It's too creative.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting to kind of like look back at a lot of things and figure out the scenarios where you did live the let them, and scenarios where you should have said, like, fuck you, like, I'm gonna let you do what you gotta do, and I'm not gonna intervene.
Yeah.
A question as we were talking about this topic was, like, was there a relationship where you could have used the let them theory, but at the end of the day you didn't want to let them win, right? And when we both read it, we kind of were like, what? Like, you know, we instantly think about, like, the partner, like, you're not gonna win by getting out of this. But at the end of the day, like, if you really think about it, it's not about that. It's about, when I think of let them, I think of, like, the opinions of my dad or my mom, who was like, I told you they were a bad partner. I told you this was going to happen. I told you, like, all those people who were like, I seen it and I told you, but you didn't listen. I think the let them theory applies to them. Let them think about it, and you need to figure out when you're going to leave a situation and stop thinking, oh, I don't want their opinions to win. I wanted to be right. I wanted to know that my radar wasn't off with this person, because more or less you probably saw the potential versus the actual person who kept showing up in your life. I think, like, that's where the let them theory is let them win. Don't let their opinions beat you to where you want to stay somewhere because you want to prove them wrong. Let their opinions be right. Let them think they're right. Let them do whatever they're going to do, but make sure that you do what's right for you at the same time. Yeah. So let me choose to be better, happier, and still set the boundaries. So yeah, it's, I think if you look at it at a surface level when it comes to relationships, it's tricky, and you're like, this is dumb. Like, I'm not going to let this person treat me like shit and go cheat on me and do these things or abuse me. But, like, I think it's talking just about the bigger things. Like, still set your boundaries, still tell somebody, still let me explain, let me tell you what is going on. And at the end of the day, if that person can't meet you at that goal, then let them.
It's on you to take further action.
Yeah, instead of trying to continue to, like, okay, well, let me readjust what I needed you to do, and like meet you instead of you meeting me where you need to be. So when you kind of look at it at surface level, it sucks. You're like, bye, Mel. You don't know what you're talking about. But I mean, just it's thinking more of the complex ways where you're just like, what's holding you there? What's held you in a past relationship? What's held you in a friendship that's kind of been toxic for you? And why did you not do it? What's held you on to like doing these things in your life that you continue to do? Sometimes they're simple, but is it the other people around you that continue to their voices, their opinions, those feedbacks is what's mentally, like, what's on repeat in your head and like not allowing you to move forward with what you want to do. So and we're done.
You just have to take a deep breath and realize, like, I can only control what is in my power.
Yeah.
It's so hard, though. It's so hard.
Yeah. I think I know where you're going. So I get it. It's tough. So, I mean,
this is getting me a little heated. I need to take off my comfort set. I'm going to let you do it. I'm going to throw hands. I want to throw hands.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think hopefully, like, you allowing them the space, but always being there, and maybe not saying you don't already, but like implementing those things where you're like, hey, let's get out. Let's go do something.
But what happens when they don't want help?
Yeah. I mean, but then you're at the point in your life where you got to decide, truly let them, and do I continue to worry, or do I let them and let them go? Probably not gonna let them go. But you know what I mean? Like, it's at the end of the day, like, let them, and then you set the boundary of like, I'm sorry, I love you. You're choosing this, but we got a boundary. I want to spend as much time with you, or I want to do these things with you, or I want to be in this whatever, and we got something that you have to now figure out because I'm tired of it. I can't let that continue to weigh on me. That was good, man. We went deep. What are we doing here?
I don't know. I don't know where I'm at.
Welcome to our TED Talks. Okay. Has there ever been a situation where, you know, you found yourself, it was like silly, but you probably should have let them go? Any kind of, actually, you brought up a scenario when we were talking about the topic of being on Facebook where you were tempted.
Yeah.
She's not gonna let them because we don't talk about it.
No, I mean, it was a silly thing, and I don't want to like relieve politics out of our podcast for a reason.
Mm-hmm. That's why you didn't hear most of Mexico talk.
The inauguration day was yesterday, and I, for my own personal reasons, just don't watch, especially this last one. It was pointless to me. It's not something I wanted to celebrate. That's my own personal opinion, reason. Like it or don't like it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there was something about it on Facebook, and I caught myself typing out a whole sentence to a stranger on Facebook, and I was just like, no, I'm good. Like, eventually 5 minutes later, after I typed something, I wasn't going to post it, just because why would I? This is somebody that's not going to change their opinion. Mm-mm. This is my opinion, and why should I even give it to this person who is not going to change their mind about anything? Yeah, I mean, that was that. If you want to talk about that.
Anytime you say that, you want to talk about mamas, is what pops in my head when I hear that. I mean, look, I've had a scenario where our neighborhoods have like big Facebook groups, and people come on there and say some dumb shit. And like, I always, I leave it out because I believe in HOA mafias. What? I don't want the HOA to come start messing with me. I don't want any fines for any of my crap.
Know your address.
They will. Well, they'll know it because the HOA has all of our information. Yeah. And obviously my name's on there. So I don't ever comment. But like, the other day, someone posted something that was dumb as hell. It was a couple who had a grocery cart, and they said something bad about their race, and then about the grocery cart, right? About them taking it. They're like, I hope they're going to take it back, like ruining things. And me, like, it pissed me off. I showed Ryan, and I was like, I always want to comment. Facebook allows anonymous comments. And I was like, was that your favorite shopping cart? Or, like, why? Why does it matter? Like, everybody was like, this is why you posted anonymously, because you don't want your shit. And I was like, this is why I'm posting anonymously, so y'all don't find me. So I was talking shit to the person who posted it, okay?
Yeah.
But there definitely has been other times. So I'm going to bring it back because we told this story on our podcast last season, and we talked about fighting, and that was a scenario where I should have let her. I should have let the girl just talk her trash and kept walking, but I didn't, and nothing bad really happened except I got into a fight. But I could have walked away with being one less fight in the world.
Sometimes people need it, though.
Yeah, actually, let me think about it. There was consequences to it because I did that. I started that, and later on, like probably 2 minutes later, a friend of ours basically got jumped by the group of girls because they were looking for the rest of us and they didn't find her. But she's a boss and she handled hers. She handled hers well. So I was just like, wow.
I just think it's funny that, like, we've, like, again, past season, we've talked about fighting so much, and, like, this topic for us, well, for me, I don't know about you, but it's just so hard to grasp. Like, I want to take a deep breath and just be like, okay, I get it. Like, let them, I get it 100%, again, with opinions and with what people say about you or their decisions in their life. Like, yes, let them. But at some point, I'm like, I can't just, in some instances, I can't just let somebody do this either to me or to themselves or whatever without some kind of intervention.
Yeah.
Like when somebody's bullying my kid, I'm not going to just let them. I'm going to go out of my way to, and I understand what you're saying too. Like, I don't know. This is just a confusing theory to me, Mel.
You know what? But if we apply that theory, you apply the let them theory, you're allowing Arlo and Leo, and we're allowing our kids, because I know, we're about to make a big transition too, and I'm a little worried about it, especially like where she's supposed to go and all the things that I've heard. But at the same time, like, it's only recently that it's really started getting in my head, because before I was just like, they're gonna make their own choices. They have to live and they learn. Like, now, if there was really something crazy going on all the time, like they were truly in danger and they were just sitting in class, yeah, that's a different scenario. But like, I got to let her experience things, and I got to let her make her own choices and to figure out like what direction she's going. You got to choose, because you're going to go and live life. And I'm not going to be there to be like, I'm going to be there to help you and, whatever. But like, when you go live and you go be an adult, your mom's not there. Like,
yeah,
really guiding you to making these choices.
Kids freaking suck these days.
Yeah, they
I'm
do.
just going to say it. Like, they really do. And I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's us millennials having children.
I think it is. I think there's a mixture of us. I think there's a mixture of us who grew up with a set of rules or experienced things younger, and we're raising our kids with a set of boundaries, but we're also understanding to like listen to them.
Yeah.
And then there's some who grew up so strict with parents who never listen to them, that they're like, I'm letting my kid live life however they want to.
Yeah.
And I wish we had the Dazzly button right now, because like those people are in La La Land. I'm like, give your kid boundaries.
Yeah.
Stop allowing your kid to just I'm sorry you were, in trouble all the time. Now there's people who have like obviously trauma and stuff that they've gone through, but like, I'm sorry those things happen to you, but this does not mean you get to just let your kid like run and like no consequences happen to them.
Are we talking about gentle parenting right now?
Yeah, I hate gentle parenting. I hate it with a passion. And I hate to say it because I get the concept and I understand it, but I hate it.
There's a difference between gentle parenting and letting your kid just walk all over you.
Yeah. And
or other people.
People like to call the walking all over you as gentle parenting. Don't yell at my kid. Don't do these things to my kid. It's like,
let him have big feelings. Let him.
Yeah. No.
No.
If your kid gets to have big feelings,
but at the expense of other people or like other kids, like you have to teach them to control their emotions as well. Like, I'm just thinking about tantrums and stuff. Like, obviously there's exceptions because some kids just truly can't handle their emotions, but it's all about just being like a good parent. And if your kid is having a tantrum at the store, cool, love that.
Just kidding.
Pick them up, give them a hug. Like, that's gentle parenting. Take them out of the store, get their mind on something else. Like, I don't know how we got here, but it's not just letting them scream on the floor at the store. Like,
yeah, in this theory, we do not let them.
No, just let them, Destiny. Just let them. No, there's exceptions for everything, but yeah, there's a difference between letting somebody walk all over you and doing something about it to help the situation.
Yeah. So, have fun exploring the let them theory with us.
With the toddler.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, I think that was pretty good. I mean, our takeaways from this are really just kind of like yes and no. We're going to let them and we're not going to let them.
Yeah.
So,
I love that you brought this topic up because I still really don't know how to feel about it.
So just know that in the cases that we do agree with, let people think what they want to think about you. Let them. Who cares what they have to say? If you are in a relationship that has its ups and downs, but you're scared of failure because of other people's opinions, let their opinions go and make a choice that's right for you.
Yeah.
Look, we would love to hear some opinions or really, I guess, some opinions. What do you think about this let them theory? If you're reading the book, we would love to hear more of like what you understand and what you get from it, because obviously we're just watching the YouTube videos right now. And is there any moment in your life that like you look back on and you're like, I should have just let them. I should have let them walk out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. There's tons to go on. But I think we get into something a little bit fun, don't you?
Sure, yeah. I need it.
Now, on the topic of let them, I have a Reddit story. Do you have one?
I looked today. I do not at the moment.
Okay. Well, I think I read the Reddit story last time, so I'm going to let Lauren read it this time.
Lovely.
She has a great voiceover voice. Except for when there's pressure on us. Sports. When we read that, I wanted to say EA Sports. It's in the game.
It's in the game. Hello. Okay. This is from Am I Overreacting?
I felt like that was perfect for the let them, right? You typically, when you overreact, it's like it can be two ways.
Yeah, sure. Just they want a fist to the face.
Okay. Kung Fu fighter.
I think I'm a little on edge today because I didn't get a lot of sleep. All right. Am I overreacting? Told my boyfriend his dad is having an affair. I have been dating my boyfriend for about a year, and everything has been great until recently. Last week, I found out that his dad is cheating on his mom. I accidentally saw a text on his dad's phone when we were all at their house for dinner. The message was pretty explicit, and it was definitely not from his mom because she was busy cooking. At first, I debated whether I should say something, but I eventually decided to tell my boyfriend because I thought he had a right to know, and I figured he'd want to address it with his dad. When I told him, he got really upset, but not at his dad. He was mad at me. He said I had no right to involve myself in his family's business and that I shouldn't have been looking at his dad's phone. In parentheses, which I wasn't. It was just there on the counter and pinged. He told me I had crossed a line and made things worse. I tried to explain that I was only trying to do the right thing and that I didn't think it was fair to his mom to stay quiet, but he wouldn't hear it. Now he's barely speaking to me, and I'm left wondering if I made a huge mistake. I'm torn. Was I wrong to tell him what I saw? Should I have stayed out of it even though I felt wrong to keep something like that a secret? Am I overreacting by feeling hurt that he's mad at me instead of his dad? That one's tricky. I don't know.
This is when I read it and I was like, I feel like it ties into our let them theory because should she have let her dad, her future father-in-law, I would assume, to do what he's gonna do?
How long have they been together? I need context.
Yeah, she didn't give any of that context, but it just made me laugh because I was like, what are they doing? And like, why are they mad? Like, why
is the girlfriend mad?
No, why is the boyfriend mad?
Oh.
Like, she stumbled upon, like, she wasn't digging through your dad's phone. She wasn't like, let me get this.
He's either mad because he really just like, maybe he knows what kind of person his dad is.
Yeah.
Apparently the message was very explicit. So maybe he knows that his dad is that kind of person, or maybe, and he doesn't want his parents to have issues, or what's the other scenario? Like somebody accidentally texted your dad that explicit message and he's like, you shouldn't even be looking at my dad. I don't know.
He's definitely overreacting because I think maybe he didn't know, and he's like one of those people that's just like, let us be messy in peace. I don't know.
Listen, my parents' marriage has been falling apart for years. It's none of your business. I mean, okay.
Okay, but see, this is a situation where you go let them. Should she have let him, or should she say something? I personally would say something to my partner.
Yeah.
And then if he acted like this, I'd be like, homie.
You're just okay with this? Because if you're just okay with this, then maybe I don't want to be with you anymore.
Yeah. And then I would let him hand me his phone so I could see what he was texting.
Oh.
Just kidding.
I like that idea.
No, you're not. Yeah, so there's your scenario of you let them act a fool and you don't speak your mind up, or you don't tell the truth to your partner, or you let them live in this bubble of bliss and just what is it called?
Bubble of bliss.
No.
That's exactly what it's called.
No. I wish I could think of the term, but I can't. So when I do, I'll post it on social media. After this is
their own world, like blissfully.
It's like dumb. It's like another word for dumb, where you don't like.
It's dumb.
You're okay in the not like just not knowing it. Like,
yeah.
What is it called? What's the term?
Now you're gonna piss me
blissfully. Let them, Lauren. Damn it! What's the term? We gotta figure this out before the podcast ends.
I have no idea.
I want to say incoherent, but that is not it. Yeah. That's just the game.
Ooh. I'm leaving all of this in, by the way.
Bliss. Ignorant. Ignorance the word. Ignorance is bliss?
Ah, yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
What is the synonym of ignorance? What is the synonym of ignorance?
A synonym?
Yeah.
Like, delusion. Stop! I need a thesaurus.
Okay, anyways, we got to what we needed to. Ignorance is bliss.
Yes. Blissfully unaware.
I knew I was getting somewhere.
You did it.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else. Do you have anything for today?
So I was on Reddit looking at the Let Them Theory post, and somebody asked, I feel like we kind of got into this, but when does the Let Them Theory not work? And he gives examples like, friends go out without me, let them. I still feel hurt. Boyfriend prioritizes his family over me, let him. I still feel very unfulfilled in my relationship. My mom and dad don't come up for Christmas or Thanksgiving or New Year's, let them. I'm still upset that I'm alone. Yes, it's decreasing the conflict in my life, but now I feel hurt all of the time and unfulfilled in all of my relationships. Somebody said, if all of your relationships leave you hurt and unfulfilled, you either need some new relationships or you need to do some more work on yourself.
See, I guess in my mind, it's, I don't see the let them theory as you allowing people to run you over.
Yeah.
I think it's, you're allowed to voice your opinion and in how something is hurting you. And if they choose to not do something to help fix it or to help to make what you're saying a priority because your opinion does matter in a friendship, then that's when you apply the let them theory. If I gave this person my boundary or I explained to them, hey, like, I am a little hurt when you go out and you do these things, but I don't get invited. And, well, one, you allow them to tell you, like, X, Y, and Z of why you're probably not getting invited. But then, two, like, if that's not a reason for you to understand and then they do it again, then that's when you let them and you reevaluate where you stand with that person. That's how I see it, though. I mean...
Yeah, I mean... I agree, because again, I think we've talked about, like, they're showing you who they really are, who's most important to you, and what you're allowing them to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know she mentioned at the end of this one that I watched, she mentioned friendships. She did talk about, like, the let them theory with friendships, but she talked about becoming like adults, in which we've had a few episodes about friendships, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it talks about, like, how we build them, which as the older we get, the less friends we truly make. Like, we make acquaintances, but friends is kind of like a stronger word that we like to use. And she talks about even these past friendships that you've made that you've drifted apart from. And, you know, sometimes we, like, disregard it. We're like, oh, they're not our friend anymore because we don't talk to them at all. She talks about the moment that you text somebody, like, old friend from 2 years ago, probably haven't talked to them in a while. Like, if you just text them, like, hey, and you just, even that small little catch up that somebody typically is, like, really excited to hear from you. And it may not, like, light a flame to where y'all are now texting 24/7 or checking in on each other all the time, but it's just, like, those little moments of, if someone comes to mind that you know is a friend, you know you didn't end bad, y'all just kind of fell apart, like, shoot them the text message and try and talk to them and see how things go. It just kind of sometimes brightens someone's day that you're actually thinking about them.
Smile at somebody today. I'm just kidding. I hear you.
That's your tagline? Go smile at someone today is Lauren's tagline. I love it. Yeah, so, I mean, I think it's tricky. I think it's the way that you think of things. I think you truly, when it comes to this theory, I think that you have to figure out how to apply it in your life without being run over, because the let them theory is not about you becoming someone's doormat. It's about you understanding how to let them do what they're going to do and you continue to move on with your life.
And that's hard.
Yeah. I guess at the end of the day, it's just going to make you think about like what it means and where your boundaries are, because boundaries are always important regardless of the situation. So thank you for coming to our Low and Desk talk up today. Can't call it a TED talk.
I like it. Mel Robbins, this is obviously her little theory that she's come up with in the past couple of years, but I really like her 5-second rule, like the whole dropping the food on the floor thing, but applying it to, because I struggle with this too, like needing to do something or wanting to do something, and then I just procrastinate and get anxiety about it. The 5-second rule, just like if you know you need to do something, you say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. Whatever it is that you're needing to do, just count down from 5. Pull yourself out of bed. Do the dishes. Like, get in the car to go to the grocery store like you need to. Just like take a deep breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just do it. Like, and that's been the last 2 days of my life since watching all of these podcast videos that she has. Because sometimes I'll lay in bed till like 10 and I'm awake at 8.
Yeah.
And I'm just like laying in bed, but I'm like, I should probably get up. I should probably shower. I should probably go be productive with my day. So, I think it's helped me a lot in the last 2 days. I've just been like, all right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. Like, it really is just like she says, like launching yourself out of bed, and it's changed her life.
Yeah.
So
I heard that podcast too. I did like that theory.
Yeah, I like it. So thanks, Mel, for at least one of your theories. No, I like the let them theory. I'm just trying to learn how to apply it to my life, I think.
Yeah.
I
like that. I like the 5-second. I've tried it. I'm trying it too in the mornings. It is hard to get up out of bed. It's so warm. It's because it's cold outside too, so it's so warm in your bed. It's like
I have to open up my blackout curtains because I can't.
Yeah, I have to do the same. But Kylie was sleeping in my bed today, so I didn't. So, okay. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and just wrap this one up.
Yeah. So let them be who they are. It is on you how you react.
But do not feel that you need to be a doormat. That is not the case. Stand up for yourself. Set your boundaries. And
That's
let them act a fool.
Did we really let them?
Did we really call out the gentle parenters?
Ooh. Did I really spill an energy drink all over your floor?
Yeah, you're let them theory. I let you.